her boyfriend ran her over with his car. This one is really, really heartbreaking. It's the case of Sophie Ringquist. And it's one of those cases that was so preventable and it makes you sick to think about it. I do need to give a quick trigger warning for the unaliving of a minor. Please take care of yourself, your mental health matters. And a quick disclaimer that I'm just a girl, I'm not a lawyer, and all this information is publicly available. I also do need to say that this is an active case, so all this information is alleged. Sophie Ringquist was a 17-year-old girl from Burlington, Connecticut. She was described by everyone who knew her as bright, funny, driven, and full of life. She was the kind of teenager who had her whole life already planned out. She was taking college courses while she was still in high school. She taught swimming lessons to little kids, she loved hanging out with her friends and family, and she loved going to the gym. She had this big, warm personality, and everyone said she was fierce in the best way. And this next detail is very eerie when you find out about what happened to her. She wrote in her journal that if she leaves this earth too soon, she wanted to be remembered as, quote, strong, passionate, and full of love. And that is exactly how people describe her now. On May 20th, 2023, Sophie went to a party on Fairview Drive in Burlington with her 18-year-old boyfriend named Cooper Owlett. The two had been dating on and off for a while, your typical high school, take a break, get back together, figure out life both together and separately. According to reports, there was underage drinking at this party. Cooper had allegedly bought alcohol from a local liquor store before the party. And I'm assuming with a fake ID, and unfortunately those are really, really common and really easy to get, and unfortunately became a central point in this case. And what happened after the party that night has become a center point of a massive investigation, a lawsuit, and an entire community demanding justice. Late that night, around 10:30 p.m., police were called to a quiet residential street, aka Fairview Drive, after reports of an incident, but when officers arrived, they found a car crash, but it wasn't a normal crash scene. It was Sophie, found seriously injured. She was lying unresponsive on the ground. Unfortunately, she did pass away, and the medical examiner determined that she passed away from blunt force trauma to her torso. And investigators found that Sophie wasn't just hit by the car, she was run over. And according to the police, the driver was her boyfriend, Cooper. He was arrested more than a year after Sophie's passing, after this incident in July of 2024. And he was charged with first-degree manslaughter and providing alcohol to a minor. The alcohol charge was because he provided alcohol for the party. He was a minor providing alcohol to other minors. Now, at first, the details of this case were super unclear because some thought it was an accident while others thought that Cooper had a plan. Some people thought that maybe he didn't see her in the road, or others thought it was some kind of tragic mistake. But as the investigation unfolded, inconsistencies started showing up in his story. Witnesses said there was an argument earlier that night between Sophie and Cooper at the party. Others said that she had been trying to leave the situation, trying to leave the party without him to get space from him, but he didn't want her to go. Prosecutors found out that Cooper had been drinking that night, and by other witness accounts, there was evidence of him exhibiting reckless behavior before the incident. Sophie's mom, Jennifer Ringquist, wasn't just grieving the loss of her daughter, she was furious about this whole thing. She filed a lawsuit not only against Cooper, but against the liquor store that sold him the alcohol that he brought to the party that night. And she sued the family who hosted that party. The lawsuit claims that all three parties, the liquor store, the party host, and Cooper, played a role in what led to Sophie's passing. Basically, if the alcohol hadn't been sold to him and he didn't bring it to the party, and if there was no party, Sophie would still be alive. And people around Sophie came out and said that there were parts of her relationship that seemed a bit off. She had reportedly told some friends that her and Cooper were having some issues, and sometimes he got controlling and jealous. She was young, full of life, trying to figure out what healthy boundaries look like in a relationship. And the sad part is she didn't get the chance to learn from that phase and grow from it. She was taken too soon. The community was outraged with this case. Sophie's friends were posting TikToks and Instagram posts saying that she was, quote, the sweetest girl ever, quote, always smiling, quote, always making everyone feel loved. Her school held a vigil and hundreds of people showed up to honor her. They wore pink and purple, which were her favorite colors. And her friends said that Sophie would have been so proud to see how many people came and showed up for her and how many people cared about her. And what's super gut-wrenching is, like I said before, what she wrote in her diary very soon before her passing. She had written that she wanted to be remembered as strong, compassionate, and full of love. And Writing that so close to when your life was actually taken is very, very eerie to me. She also wrote in her journal that she wanted to have a happy family one day and that she wanted to make a difference, and in a way, she kind of has. Her story is now part of a growing movement calling for accountability in cases involving underage drinking, teen violence, and relationships that turn toxic before anyone actually realizes how bad they've become. And as for Cooper, he pleaded not guilty to all charges. This case is still ongoing, and Sophie's family is fighting for justice every day. Her mom has been very vocal about wanting tougher laws to prevent tragedies like this one from happening again. It's one of those cases where you can feel the ripple effect. A girl who did everything right. She worked hard, she loved her friends and family, and one person's reckless choices took that away from her one night. That is everything I have on this case. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Cooper is guilty? Do you think he did it? Or do you think it was someone else, that Sophie left the party and then someone else came and didn't see her on the road or something? Let me know your thoughts and theories. I post true crime videos just like this one, so if you like this type of content, follow so you don't miss my next video, and please stay safe out there because you never know what's right around the corner.